So a couple of trailers to talk about, not a couple, actually quite a lot, so I'm going to try and do this really quick. First off, the footage from Comic-Con for Thor was leaked online, or it's been leaked several times now, and it keeps getting pulled down every time it comes online. It's alright quality, it's worth watching. What we can tell from the trailer, it starts off with Agent Coulson investigating Chris Hemsworth for asking him where he got his training from, where he learned to fight like he did, etc, etc. It goes into the story of Thor being banned from Asgard by his father Odin, coming to Earth. The whole story is played out over like 5 minutes. Obviously they've done very well to keep away from spoilers. A couple of things you can see from this trailer. Chris Hemsworth is bulked up, seriously. Asgard looks amazing. Kenneth Branagh, even though he was a very questionable director for me for a comic book movie, just has seemed to have done an outstanding job. Another Marvel trailer came out, which was for the Avengers, but it's not really a trailer, it's a logo with a Samuel L. Jackson monologue. It's pretty pointless. I know they haven't even shot any footage for the film yet, but neither is Super 8, and they managed to release a half-decent trailer. Saw 7 has decided to cash in on the whole 3D thing for their final installment of their trilogy of 7 parts. Although not displayed in this trailer, the film revolves around survivors of Jigsaw coming together for some sort of support group, led by one of the other survivors who has some skeletons in the closet and blood ensues. This is the sort of film that 3D is made for, and I will be checking it out. I do have some sort of guilty pleasure for the Saw movies, even though the last few were just terrible films. Battle is one of those coming of age films that we've all seen by now, as sort of coming of age, against all odds stories that we've seen a million times. This one's about a hip hop producer. It kind of looks a bit like 8 Mile mixed with Hustle and Flow, but just not good. The second trailer for Piranha 3D is out now. No real new footage. Still looks very campy, but very fun at the same time, and I'll definitely be checking this one out just because Christopher Lloyd is in this film. Obviously the film's a Jaws ripoff. It's even got Richard Dreyfuss, I believe, in it, and but there's no point dwelling on that fact. Holy Wars is a documentary film from director Stephen Marshall, and Marshall did this other documentary called Battlegrounds, which is a documentary everyone should really check out. The film covers an Irish Muslim and a conservative Christian, and sort of tells their story from 9/11 all the way up till the election of Barack Obama. It looks pretty good, you know, I like these kind of documentaries. Amer looks very twisted, very crazy, very Argento-esque. I don't know what this film is about. It's playing at Fright Fest this year, but I haven't really planned in the time to see it. I'm going to go see a different film instead, but I might change my mind. Me Too is a Spanish film about a guy with Down syndrome striking up this friendship with this like outsider chick. And it looks really sort of, I suppose, touching and a really nice drama, romance sort of film. Yeah, I'm pretty intrigued by this film. I'd like to see how it plays out. Nothing Personal seems to be a film about this girl who's kind of like a wandering, travelling type, and she meets Stephen Rea in Ireland, and then he's kind of like a hermit, but then he's going to shoot her for some reason. I don't know, maybe it has some sort of dark past. Anyway, I'm sure there's more to this film, but I didn't really get much from the trailer. It doesn't really make me want to see the film. If you can watch the trailer for The Temptation of Santoni and tell me what the film is about based solely on that trailer, then I've got a prize for you somewhere. The only thing I thought after seeing this trailer was just, what the fuck is this film about? The Girl is a Swedish film about a girl, but she's like 10 years old and she gets raped by other children. Doesn't really look like my sort of film. Red Eagle is a independent Thai superhero film, and I love me some Thai superhero action type films, so I'll definitely be checking out the cheapness. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark Comic-Con trailer has been released. Really much of a trailer, very creepy, very quiet, with this sort of like whispering creepiness going on. Very dark, but we do sort of get the idea of the tone of the film, and some nice jump scenes from the film, I suppose. It looks pretty cool, you know. Grandma Del Toro produced. Yeah, I'll be checking it out. The Nutcracker 3D is a Russian fantasy film, but it looks like the Nutcracker story done by Tim Burton. But it's not done by Tim Burton, so I will be checking it out. It looks very fantastical, you know. Some of the CG in it looks alright. Looks a bit scrappy here and there, but overall looks generally good. Ninth Company is another Russian film. It's about a young Soviet army in the war in Afghanistan. Not many films like that. It looks very HBO-ish, but in a good way, and I like it. I like the look of it. Burlesque is a movie about a small town girl who moves to LA with dreams of being a dancer or some shit like that. Now, I won't refute the fact that Christina Aguilera can sing. She can, but whether she can act is yet to be seen. This film's also got Cher, Kristen Bell, and the always good Stanley Tucci. Stone is another film with Norton and De Niro. In this one, Norton plays like a convict and arsonist who's trying to blackmail his parole officer by making his very, very good-looking wife, played by that chick from The Fifth Element, fuck the parole officer and blackmail him. But I think the film will fall apart easily. Heartbreaker is a French film about a guy whose profession it is to break people up, and he's given like this client he has to break up within a week because that's when their wedding is. The film looks very typically French, you know, funny in places, not so much in others. There's no doubt that the Heartbreaker won't be able to do his job because he probably just falls in love with the mark. I love Dan Aykroyd's enthusiasm at the beginning of this trailer. He seemed like he probably had a great paycheck or a great time making Yogi Bear. So Yogi Bear is a CG animated mixed with real life, and it looks alright. You know, it looks pretty good. I'm stoked that TJ Miller is in this film. Also that Tom Cavanaugh is playing the ranger. It looks very good, looks very fun, looks very family orientated, but it can all go a bit Garfield. And by the way, if you don't recognise his voice, it's Justin Timberlake playing Boo Boo the Bear with Dan Aykroyd voicing Yogi. So Devil is part of the Night Chronicles, which basically is M. Night Shyamalan's got an idea, he doesn't want to direct it, so he gives it to someone else to make instead, so he sort of does the story. A bit lazy maybe, but it might turn out to be a good thing, you know, see his ideas imagined by someone else. Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole is the new animated CG feature film from director Zack Snyder, believe it or not. The film looks very good. I love the CG, it looks flawless, it looks amazing. The story sort of kind of reminds me of something like The Secret of Nim, if you ever saw that film. It used to be a film I love as a kid. Sort of very child friendly, but with a lot of adult themes. And Zack Snyder, obviously, he's done his slow speed and then ramp it up really fast. And finally, Diary of a Wimpy Kid gets released in the UK in a couple of weeks, and trailer's out at the moment for it. It looks funny. I think kids are going to love it. I think it's going to be more like super bad for kids, if that makes any sense. So that was a lot of trailers. Don't forget to visit the site at www.cinetalk.tv. I'll put a bunch of screen caps up on the website so you guys can check them out. And don't forget to subscribe. Over the next couple of weeks I'm going to be going to some festivals, and I'll be uploading videos pretty much every day.